Save the cheerleaders, save the world. There used to be a show I used to watch called Heroes. In the first couple episodes, they kept repeating that. Save the cheerleader, save the world. And they had to figure out who the cheerleader was to save the world. You know, I'm talking about that because throughout the whole first couple episodes, they kept saying, save the cheerleader, save the world. And years later, that's all I'm thinking about is save the cheerleader, save the world. Well, when I watch Rutgers play, when I think about Miami versus Rutgers in tomorrow's bowl game, that's the only thing in my mind is stop the run, win the game. If Miami can stop the run, they'll win the game. Stop the run, win the game. Because everything Rutgers does is predicated off the running game. They got a great running back. I believe he was the leader in the Big Ten in rushing, the rushing champion. He's fast, physical. Look, we got two new safeties. It's going to be Corey Couch and Jaden Davis is what Coach G said. I'm letting y'all know right now. For you guys filling in on defense, and those two, they played a lot of minutes, but they didn't play a lot of minutes at safety. Arm tackling will not work with this running back. Going up there scared is not going to work with this running back. Because if you go up there trying to just grab him, he's going to make you look silly. Because he's a no-nonsense type of running back. It's actually fun if you just watch his highlights and when you actually watch Rutgers play. This guy is physical. He's going to get north and south. And if you get in his way, he's going to try to run you over. If you do not put your hat across the center of his body, wrap him up, and use your legs to drive him back, or at least hold on to somebody else come, he could have a field day. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to the Kane Gang members. Those are the names you see on the screen, and I appreciate you guys for going above and beyond to help support your boy and support this channel. If you're not a member of the Kane Gang, then what are you waiting for? You will get video shout outs like this one, member-only videos, player cut-up videos, huddle breakdowns, a logo next to your name. Come on now. All that for only $1.99 a month. Just hit that join button right next to the subscribe button, or you can hit the link in the description to get signed up. To the Kane Gang members, I truly, truly appreciate you guys. And for those who don't want to do the extra content, no big deal, because you taking time out of your day to like, subscribe, it truly means the world to me, and you guys have changed my life. I appreciate you so much. Back to the video. Miami has no Leonard Taylor, no Cam Keachings, no James Williams, no Corey Flagg. Branson Dean announced today, or they said he was going to play, so that's good for Miami's defense. But coming into this game, just like that show, save the cheerleaders, save the world. Listen, stop the run, win the game. Stop the run, win the game. Everything they do is predicated off their running game. Their quarterback is not the greatest. You know, I don't want to say he's terrible or anything like that, but he's not the greatest. But what happens is if you allow the running game get going, you allow that to get going, then the RPO opens up. Then the quarterback keeps open up. Then he can get to the outside, and then he can throw a slant. And he loves throwing a slant route. I believe that's the quarterback's favorite throw to make, number 2 to number 6. And if they connect, it could be a deadly combination. But it all comes from the running game. They get you to creep up, and then they hold the ball out. You attack the run, and then bam, they're going to throw that slant route. I don't see him throwing it across, besides the slant route, I don't see him throwing deep posts, dig routes, or anything like that. It's usually a slant, running back wheel route, or maybe something towards the outside where it's either out of bounds or the defense can't get it. He has 8 interceptions on the season, only 9 touchdowns. But if Miami can stop the running game, win the game. Stop the run, win the game. Because if you make this quarterback sit back and beat you, I don't think he can be able to do it. I believe this is very similar to the Boston College game. Everybody said, Well, Miami's coming into cold weather, and Boston College, they have a mobile quarterback, and they like to get physical, and they have a defensive-minded coach. All those things can be said about Rutgers. Miami just has to go in there with the same mentality that they did against Boston College and get the W. Now, it's going to be a lot harder because we don't have the players that we did for that game. But I'm actually going into this game I'm not going to make any excuses. Look, you're playing for the University of Miami. You're here for a reason. Line it up and go beat this Rutgers team. This Rutgers team is playing with pride. They want to have a winning season. They want to get that 7th win. They had a lot of guys come back. I think they had multiple guys that could have sat out this game, but a lot of them decided to come back. I think they're all Big Ten or honorable mention Big Ten defensive back. He's sitting this one out, but they're going to be ready to go. Miami has to match that intensity. Miami has to be ready to play. On the offensive side for Miami, Trevante Citizen is going to be available. Will he play? We don't know, but Miami's going to have the running backs. They're going to have to fill in for Matt Lee, Javion Cohen on the offensive line. I think they'll be able to do that, but all eyes will be on Ja'Cory Brown. And I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see when I look at the season that Jacoby George has had, when I look at how good our offensive line, even though it's not the same, I do think this offensive line will play better than the last time we saw Brown at quarterback. Xavier Restrepo, those guys are having their best years. So when you look at everything around Brown, I'm ready to see, will he take this moment and show out? Because honestly, he has 2 scenarios. One, he could possibly put a stamp on, this is my team, give me the keys, I am the future. Or he could be saying, look, after this game, and I don't know this, I'm just talking. This is just my opinion and what I'm thinking about this game. He could want to enter the transfer portal. And look, if you want transfer portal offers, then show out in a bowl game. Slap that takedown in front of the new coaches who may want you and say, look what I did to this Rutgers team. Sliced and diced them. Or the worst case scenario, you come out, you play bad, and I hope that don't happen because I think this kid has a lot of promise, and I would love for our quarterback of the future to be Brown versus Emory, them two battling it out for the future. Right? Obviously, Miami's in line for a quarterback for this year, a quarterback for this year, but if we get Brown to come back, you got Emory and you got a transfer portal quarterback that creates competition. But I think all eyes are going to be on tomorrow. They're going to be looking at Brown and see if they can get it done and see if he can get it done. I want Miami to win this game. There hasn't been a while. It's been a while since we won a bowl game. Miami has not done well in bowl games. There are people who's taking a stance of, it's just a bowl game. People are opting out. It don't matter. Me personally, I want to see them go out there, get this dub, add another win, get that momentum going into next season. Miami, Rutgers, tomorrow. Let me know what y'all think about the game. Stop the run, win the game.